Hey guys, it's Matt. This is a follow-up video to my video of this morning, so please check that one out first. It's just me talking. Check that one out first if you can put up with the microphone cord wire slamming into the microphone for the back half of the video, which I guess in the state of mind I was in, I just picked up the mic and started talking because they removed my video. Somebody apparently can't talk anymore in the freest country in the world. You just can't take to a microphone and just talk about things. I guess that needs special approval or some sort of a 1984 application. So following up on that, we're going to need what was introduced in the movie Under the Silver Lake, a HoBo code. We're going to need a HoBo code for truthers because we certainly can't talk about any subject considered off limits by the Ministry of Information. I thought this was a joke or something made up for the movie. People inform me it's very real. In the horribly horrendous, weird Mulholland Drive type movie Under the Silver Lake. I'm sorry if I was very clear. It's not that good. If it inspired anybody to see it, hopefully you got something out of it. The movie presents these HoBo codes with the two most prominent in the movie being third row down, first one all the way to the left. The kind of like double diamonds means keep quiet. And the other one featured prominently in the movie is fourth row down, four across. Those three slash lines on an angle means this is not a safe place. For we truthers, or those that believe what we believe, you could basically take out a U.S. map and put those three slashes across the entire United States if you believe what we believe is not a safe place for us anymore, with the Donald Sutherland body snatched pointing at us constantly. So we can't talk freely in the freest country in the world. So we're going to need a HoBo code. And if you don't like what I suggest, let's, put your best foot forward in the comments. I'll probably end up changing most of these and adopting your comments that I'm sure will be much better in some areas. So let's just start with the basics. If we have something that is easily, you don't have to study the code and everybody will know what we're talking about, and it'll certainly fool the bot. We have to keep it simple whenever possible. So 9/11, when we talk about it, it's just 7-Eleven. It'll confuse the shit out of the bot because there's like 40 million of these little convenience stores still called 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven isn't written about. It doesn't project itself out over the sentient AI called the internet as much as 9/11, but nevertheless, I think it's a good alternative and everybody knows what we're talking about. So if I say, boy, that was a reality breakdown on 7-Eleven, it's not like it happened at your local convenience store with the sausages and the hot dogs rolling around on those rings for 50 hours actually started talking like the movie Sausage Party. You know I'm talking about the September event. Now, what I just said will probably cause this video to be banned, but let's continue. I can only assume I'll be able to get this one through. And by the way, bottom left says, when in doubt, use the Bueller method, which I'm going to have to do here. The bottom left, when in doubt, use the Bueller method. So I'm going to have to use it now. I can't say what happened in that, remember Adam in Connecticut, and I can't say anything about that. They'll ban this hate. If I get another hate speech, I'm screwed. That's screwed. I'm screwed. But so I'll say, Bueller, anyone, there was this event. Remember he said, blank economics, voodoo, anyone. Remember whatever that fraudulent comedian's name is who then labeled himself as a conservative and hit the talk shows. I'll have to say, there was this event in 2012, blank hook. So when in doubt, present it like that scene in Ferris Bueller's Day Off. But that's very tedious. It takes minutes to do that. So I'll just, the HoBo code here is Captain. You could just say, El Capitan. We could say Captain Hook. Of course, to the AI bot, that's referring to Peter Pan. Of course, we wouldn't be talking about anything else, but you call it Captain Hook. So the top right says, the blank reporter event, VA. We're just going to call that Good Night, Sweet Boy. So you could say, in the fifth interview, during the Good Night, Sweet Boy, when he came out still wearing the same red pants, acting like a man that wouldn't know what to do with a pretty girl in a broom closet. Here's what happened, and that's when the scholarship. So you could say during the Good Night, Sweet Boy. Just it's like a noun. We'll put it into a noun. That represents the anyone blank reporter bang. Okay, You got to see how this will work. The U.S. government, we're going to just call Jabba the Hutt. Hopefully, without, at least I will just say, yeah, this Jabba the Hutt wants this Jabba the Hutt wants that, this Jabba the Hutt wants a new sail barge. And its minions, the minions that work for it, will just call not Greedo, who got blown away by Harrison Ford or Han Solo, the Greedios. Its minions are the Greedios. I don't know. Greedo did work for Jabba. Greedio, I think it works, but you guys will probably have a better. The big one, which I'll be banned for you know what. I'm going to say, the one in the center, I'm not even going to say it. That thing that happened sort of around, WW2 that you can't talk about, that thing. It's like Voldemort, the thing that cannot be named by a truther in any video. I'm going to call it Polo, the game Polo, costly. It's got to be expensive as shit to play that game. Last time I saw it played was that scene in Pretty Woman. Those people had bucks, man. It's Polo costly. That's the event. It should confuse the bot because you got to have money to play that game. What did we learn in Pretty Woman? There's like a ritual of the you don't stamp on the horse shit. What do? They pick it up, or I don't know. I forget. It was just right when Jason Alexander tried to molest Pretty Woman, that creepy part. Any fake event of the types we've talked about for years, you just call it a bang event. I'm just carrying. I've been doing that for years. Everybody knows that one. So that's not part of the HoBo code anybody would need to study. That's just a bang event. But the one below it there, far right to the middle, the one that in the gambling town, which I can't say, of course. We're just going to call that the Mandigay. The Mandigay. And that's actually that's pushing the blank anyone speech. The hate starts with an H, the opposite of, hate, blank, anyone, Bueller. I can't even say that. The Mandigay probably will cause the banning of this video. Just saying that. The thing that happened, not the big amusement park in Orlando, but that thing that we talked about, anyone, the guy that did its name was, remember in Afghanistan, Mullah blank. They looked for that fraudulent figure for years. Anyone, Omar, Mullah. Well, this guy's name was that, and then Mateen. So I'm going to call it a dry Matini. The Orlando event's now called Dry Matini. So if you say, well, what during Dry Matini, everybody was walking right back towards the throbbing pulse. I mean, you just put a word in front of it. Maybe the bot will be confused or something. I don't know. And then any sort of at the very bottom, any sort of a truck or a car that runs down somebody, you just call it roadkill. Oh yeah, that's another roadkill event. Oh yeah, that was happened overseas in Europe. Was it Belgium? That's a roadkill. The fake one in Charleston. That's a roadkill event. New York City. You always throw just one shoe out. You don't ever have the two shoes empty. It was so nasty and violent. It took a shoe off somebody. There's just a shoe laying there. They love that shit. That's a roadkill. So there's a lot more, guys, we can explore if you want to help me with this. A NASA event, which we won't be able to talk about at all. Right now we can talk about it, but we won't be able to talk about it all in the future. You just call that a buzzed aldrin. And you could probably apply that to SpaceX. There's no... What kind of conspiracy theorist would actually say SpaceX has sex coded in the name? I mean, an idiot would try to point that out, and conspiracy theorists, jerks. So you could say that's a buzzed aldrin. Oh yeah, so Elon and that's another buzzed aldrin event. Well, Elon's on our whiteboard here that you can barely make out. It's such a low quality production here. He's just, of course, we've done this years ago. It's an anagram. He's lone scum, but we've known that one for years. The Vatican, we're going to just call Don't Call Me Francis, whether Francis stays or not. Anybody that comes in after, it's just the Vatican, the Pope is just the noun of Don't Call Me Francis, the famous scene from Stripes. Call me Francis, I'll kill you. The Queen is called Undead Purple. Undead purple is the queen. The city of London, which is one of the city-states, the 3 city-states that are autonomous, that don't report into anything, that rule the world through its minions. I'm going to call it Point Break. I'm sure you guys are going to do better. I'm going to change it. The city of London's called Point Break because it just, I couldn't think of anything. And in Point Break, the dead president's Swayze with the mask, and he's like, you know, money's insured, so it's not worth dying over. We've been, the 4 dead presidents, we've been screwing you for years, so another minute's not going to make any difference. You know, they've been, the city of London, the World Financial Center, oh, they've been screwing you for years. Your parents, your grandparents, your great-grandparents, going back, and so on and so on. It's just a Point Break. I'm sure we can do better. The Lord Mayor, though, of the city of London, the Lord Mayor, who nobody talks about, who probably has 1,000,000 times more power than whatever fat, drunk asshole, or the first Muslim mayor, whoever they assign to be the mayor of the great unwashed city, the Lord Mayor of the city of London, the one with the real power you don't hear about, just called the new Delta Tau Chi name is Chief Dickhead. Chief Dickhead. Washington, D.C. is now called, not Flounder, the Red Tapeworm. Red tape, you know, red tapeworm, whatever. Why red tapeworm? Why not? Bohemian Grove, remember that thing that Alex Jones filmed? That's called the cremation of COVID. Thanks for tuning in.